Imagine sitting in your home enjoying a morning cup of coffee and suddenly terrorists armed with automatic weapons and explosives burst in, determined to kill or kidnap you. What would you do? Well, last October 7th, Adele Ramer was an eyewitness to the Hamas attack on her kibbutz. She miraculously survived. She joins us here in our studio. Adele, it's a pleasure to meet you. So I know you've shared your story worldwide. But tell us, just for our viewers who might not be familiar with what happened on the morning at around 6:30, October 7th?
We live about a mile away from the border with the Gaza Strip. So when you hear that red alert warning you that rockets are coming over, you have between 0 to 10 seconds from the second you hear the alert till the second you hear an explosion. So I was in my bed and I heard that alert. I ran to my safe room where my son was sleeping, he was visiting, and we started getting an enormous barrage of rockets. And we could tell right away that this was something different. We know how to handle ourselves with rocket fire, and fortunately since 2006 we've been having rocket fire, but this was so intense, and from up north, above Tel Aviv to south of where we were, all at once, barrage, rocket after rocket after rocket. And after a while, we got a message on the internal messaging system of our kibbutz that terrorists had invaded Israel. And this is not something that we had prepared for or expected for. We have a safe room, but it's built to keep you safe from rockets, not from infiltration.
Well, did you hear gunfire as they approached your home?
At that point, no. At that point, no. We got messages to lock our doors and windows and to lock ourselves inside the safe room. But the safe room does not lock. Only if you're pulling down on that handle does it lock in any way, shape, or form, providing that the person on the other side cannot force it open.
So did they just go away, or how did you survive that?
So they rampaged through my kibbutz. They cut a hole through the fence, infiltrated the kibbutz, somewhere between 80 to 100 armed terrorists, and then I don't know how many unarmed, just people from Gaza who were told, come on in, loot, burn, destroy, do whatever damage you can. So not everybody survived.
Well, I was going to ask you that. You survived because of your safe room, but others at Kibbutz Nerim were not so fortunate.
Absolutely. 5 people on Nerim were slaughtered that day, and 5 people were kidnapped.
And you wear some, you have some that you wear around your neck here. Show me.
So this is my very close friend Judy, who is from the kibbutz next door, who was kidnapped walking in the fields. They're both in their 70s, walking in their fields on a sunrise walk. And they were murdered that day and their bodies kidnapped. And on my kibbutz, Yegev and Nadav were kidnapped with 3 other women, Nadav's mother, Yegev's wife.
Are they still hostages?
Another woman. So the 3 female hostages were released. They are still in Gaza, in the hell of the terror tunnels of Gaza, 202 days, together with 131 other hostages, innocent hostages of all ages that were kidnapped illegally, war crimes, and are still there.
And you're originally from New York City. You moved there in '73. Why did you move to Israel?
I was in Israel 72, 73 on my gap year and fell in love with the place. So when the October War broke out, I was already back in the States. But I said, well, Israel needs me. What am I doing here? And I made Aliyah. I went to live in Israel in December 73. I was drafted. I served in the army, and as part of my army service, I got to Nerim, where I am today. I've been there since 1975, and I just fell in love with the place, with the community, with the people. It's all about community. So that's why I'm there. And I do believe it's it's our homeland, and it's the only place that we can really be safe. So there was a major fail on October 7th. But still, we have our army, and they've learned a lot since October 7th.
Well, you said it's the only place where you could be safe, right? Here in the United States, we see all this anti-Semitism and the riots and the demonstrations on college campuses. It's spreading across the country. You'd be safer in Israel than in the United States right now, correct?
Not only would I be safer, but I also will have more of a sense of security, a sense of being protected. I walked out on the street here the other day, and I didn't know, do I cover my Jewish star? Do I not? And that's not anything that I would think of, give it a second thought in Israel. I know that I'm surrounded by my people, and my people have my back. And there are mistakes sometimes, and I don't always agree with what the government does, but it's my home, it's my people.
And once a teacher, always a teacher. A lot of young people don't know the truth about October 7th because they're on social media, TikTok, where they're getting a lot of misinformation. What would you tell them as a teacher if you had a chance?
Oh, they need to learn history. They need to learn history. There's so many tropes. What was happening in Nazi Germany in the 30s is repeating itself now. And if they don't wake up and learn about history and learn what happened then, we're going to find ourselves in the same place as we were in Nazi Germany.
Okay, Adele Ramer, thank you so much for joining us here at CBN and Regent University. We appreciate you. It's been a long journey. May God bless you.
Thank you very much. God bless you all.